HDMI is good. HDMI is good, but we just moved it slightly this way. You moved? Yeah, but after that it was working no in front of you. A bright sunny day with a gentle breeze. We're coming to you live from Kuwait. It's the Sulaibiya cricket ground, which is magnificent indeed, and it's going to host another fantastic tournament. SkyExchange.net presents KCC Six Nation T20 Festival. Afghanistan 11 will take on Sri Lanka 11 to kick it off. Exchange.net presents KCC Six Nation T20 Festival, and that festival is going to begin with great colours as we have the two captains in the middle. Afghanistan 11 are taking on Sri Lanka 11. The captain of Sri Lanka 11, Mohammad Aslam. The captain of Afghanistan 11 is going to be Safi Mauladat. We've got Mudassar, the match official, who will be spinning the coin in just a bit. And towards my extreme left is from TCM, our very own Manish. And towards my right is the Director General of Kuwait Cricket, Mr. Sajid Ashraf, to oversee the toss. And let's have the toss now. Let the coin go up. The flip of the coin battle begins now. Ship is the call. Afghanistan 11 have won the toss. मौलादात साफ़ी आप क्या करना चाहेंगे?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, बैटिंग इज़ फास्ट, बैटिंग करना चाहते हैं हम।
इस सतह पर आप बैटिंग करना चाहते हैं, आपको लगता है कि इसमें कोई तब्दीली आएगी जैसे गेम आगे बढ़ेगी?
इंशाल्लाह पहला मैच है, देखने पिच कंडीशन भी ठीक है, तो जिस टीम हमने सिलेक्ट किया उसके मुताबिक फैसला किया कि बैटिंग करना है।
मूड कैसा है आपके कैंप में? पहला गेम है,
एंजॉयमेंट है। क्रिकेट हमारे लिए बड़ा खुशी की बात है कि इतना बड़ा हमें खेलना मौका मिला है, और बहुत बड़ा बात है कुवैत क्रिकेट बोर्ड का कि ऐसी फैसिलिटी जैसा इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट का सिस्टम है ये वो हमें मिल रहा है, तो इससे बड़ा बहुत खुशी नहीं है।
Fantastic, Mauladat. All the very best for the game.
Thank you, thank you.
Aslam, if we can have you over here for a bit, what would you have done on this kind of a track?
Yeah, actually, if I won the toss, I am elected to bat first also, because this is first game. Our boys don't want to get the pressure. So anyway, we're taking our responsibilities, and second innings we're going to chase very well.
What's a good total on this kind of a track? Come on, give me a number.
Actually, it's, normally we are playing here a lot of cricket. Actually, every time is 180 plus is very good total. So I hope we will keep them 150 below.
150 below, you say. All the very best for the game then.
Thank you very much.
So the news from the centre. Afghanistan 11 have won the toss and they have decided to bat first. There you see, it's Afghanistan 11 who won the toss and they said, well, we're going to bat first. And they're looking for a good total, and that good total on this kind of a track would be 160 plus. Mohammad Aslam, the skipper of Sri Lanka 11, has decided to start with spin here. It would be very interesting to see where exactly the spinner pitches on this kind of a track as well. Would it be that length area to start with? That is confirmation. These are the three games that we have for you today. Afghanistan 11, Sri Lanka 11, the first of them. Run to the board right away. Afghanistan 11 start to tick. Very well bowled. Could be trouble if that would have been a clean collect. 100% commitment. Execution, not so much. Well, it would have been very risky had he gone for that single. That is despite it not being a clean collect. Flirting with a wide line there. Eventually too much. Wide signal by the umpire. He's got to re-ball this one. Pradeep Vasanta. Even in this day and age, it's such a treat to watch when a spinner floats it up like that, especially when the field restrictions are in place, only 2 men are allowed to patrol the boundary rope, remember. It's the first power play. Afghanistan 2 for no loss. Very well bowled. Slight change in pace at the last moment. Wanted to see if the batter is dancing down the track or no. Now that's running away quickly. It's a good outfield. Fielder gets around it eventually, and they'll settle with a single. I thought they could have gone for another for the throw. Captain Aslam also having a word with Pradeep. I think it'll be about the length that he needs to bowl, especially to someone like Farid Syed, who loves to be playing that way, loves to go back foot. This one kept a little low but did not disturb Timber. A very close call indeed. First over done and dusted with. Three on the board without a wicket. First over done and dusted with. Afghanistan 11 have started slowly, winning the toss, choosing to bat first, getting a feel of what this pitch has to offer. Now Captain Aslam of Sri Lanka 11 has decided to throw it to the pacer. So spin from one end, trial by pace from the other. Steaming in is Priyakant. This one did not bounce as much. And it's a direct hit too. Did he do well to get that dive in at the right time? He's hurt himself in the process. He wants no part of that glove. Oh, we didn't have to wait much to see some exciting action unfold. That is what a tournament of this stature brings you. Priyakant. He's got a slip in place. Swing and a miss. This one kept straight. As much as he's known for swing, he plays with the illusion of swing as well. This one kept straight, held its line. The batter goes for the audacious drive. Wasn't very far away from the outside edge. It's one of those shots that you usually think twice before playing early in the innings. Farid Syed be telling himself it's a matter of one good delivery from the middle of the bat. This one didn't bounce as much. He's got this knack of looking for that single to try and rotate strike. The execution is a little off at the moment. And good change in pace by Priyakant. 3-dot deliveries strung together. Tactically, Priyakant has shown that he loves to pitch it at a hard length. Difficult for the batter to get going. Farid Syed loves to go back foot. Would be interesting to see what Priyakant does this time. He's gone for that single. He's challenging the fielder. No, the throw doesn't come in at all. A sedate start. 4 for no loss with 2 more balls to go to complete the second. I'm Suhas Vedam, joined by Mr. Vinod. Very warm welcome to the Combox.
Very good afternoon. Thank you, Suhas. It's a wonderful afternoon here. It's pretty hot day again. And it's pretty interesting. It's the opening match of this Six Nation tournament. And it's wonderful to have you here in this part of the world. It's slightly hotter. You have to bear with us.
The pleasure is all mine. It's not hot at all, to be honest. Cricket is what we want. Cricket's what we're getting. That was slashed really hard. And it was a throw which was very wild. Keeper tried his best to tame it. Not to be this time around, but luckily he didn't go for an extra run. They wanted a single, but that single did not go unchallenged. Afghanistan 11 is being made to work for every single run.
Certainly, it's not a T20 fiery start. It's pretty slow and steady. And taking things as it goes by. They want to have a closer look at the wicket itself. And it's partly up in the air, sliced away towards short third man. That's the first wicket down. Success there for the Sri Lankans.
Yes, the slower delivery has done the trick. He's miscued this one completely. It was begging to be taken. Wanted to send it a long, long way. Could only send it as far as the edge of the 30-yard circle behind square, behind point on that occasion. 2 overs done and dusted with Afghanistan 11 have lost their first warrior. 4 on the board.
So wicket number 1 down here. It's pretty sloppy there. It's not the start that they were expecting is the Afghans. It's a big game for them. The opening game they're playing against a very strong, contending, challenging Sri Lankan team. Superlative outfit, but you really can't deny the fact that the Afghans, and they are true fighters, they will be looking forward towards posting something very, very challenging. Because the Sri Lankan team, they're pretty well balanced. The opening game, it's almost 39 degrees, nearly 40 degrees Celsius, pretty hot. But any day, a game of cricket is always welcome.
Oh yes, the game of cricket and you feel like it doesn't really matter what the temperature is. You're never looking at the thermometer, are you? When it's a game of cricket, you're only looking at whether to pick the ball or the bat.
Absolutely, that's the joy of the game. Again, this one up in the air, it's a skyer. Ridon getting under it, and that is a splendid catch.
Oh, what a tremendous catch this one is! Getting to it, and then the style and flair coming through as well. 2 wickets back to back.
It is the showman Hamoud that we were speaking about. He is a showman, putting on a show over there, trying something spectacular with the dive. That is splendid. Wicket number 2 down.
Yes, sometimes certain catches require a dive, certain catches don't. Has he somehow squeezed in a dive over here? Because as he rightly put, Vinod, just moments ago, that he's known as a showman, Hamoud Jandu, getting through the ranks. Under 19 cricket loves him. Played a lot of cricket in the under 19 level. Learnt a lot of things. Fielding one of them. And fielding is the strongest suit this time around. As far as Hamoud's concerned, there are not many fielders in the world who will make it to the side just by the effort of their fielding effort. But here's one man who could make it in the playing 11 by the fielding aspect of it. Batting, bowling, secondary.
Absolutely, Hamoud is an all-round three-dimensional player. Got a lot of fancy things about his batting. He's yet to bowl. Interestingly, we'll see there are plenty of left-arm spinners in the lineup, Suhas, and that is something very, very challenging. The Lankans, they love their spinners. We're having Pradeep, who is the most experienced of the lot.
Pradeep Vasanta, the experienced spinner. He's already picked up a wicket. Very good delivery first up. Challenges the batsman. Now Irfan Sultan Zayas walked to the middle and he gets a lovely delivery to negotiate first up. You talked about Pradeep Vasanta being the most experienced, but the craft that he practices, the left-arm orthodox, all the spinners are left-arm orthodox, especially against a team like Afghanistan 11, because Afghanistan 11s are all right-handers. They don't have a lefty in there.
That's a very, very valid point you've taken up with them being all the right-handers. That's the reason they've gone so many spinners. But mind you, if you see, every spinner is completely different from each other. And I love the way Pradeep is bowling. He is a typical left-arm orthodox spinner who bowls with a lot of guile.
Guile is not a word that we usually associate with T20 cricket, but look at it now. You tell me that it's not coloured clothing, we'll believe you, we'll believe that it's a test match. Such is his approach. The guile is not scared to toss the ball up, even in the power play. Tells you that he's a spinner with a very big heart, Vinod.
Absolutely, and that's what I love about Pradeep. You will see him really tossing the ball up, which you normally don't see in a T20 game. And there is also the captain, Mohammad Aslam, who's also a left-arm spinner, who bowls not the conventional left arm spinner you would want. And Hamid is another guy who is ripping. He would love to use the surface. We'll have to wait and watch how the surface really plays.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the surface to talk about its story as well. 3 overs gone, 5 for 2 at the moment.
Absolutely, yes. It's a fantastic game underway. It's the first match of this Six Nation tournament. It's being played between Afghanistan. They are battling against the Sri Lankans. And the medium pacer, he will be continuing from the other end. That's the garden end. Slow start there for the Afghans, taking things very slow and steady. It's not a typical T20 start. They have a slip in place, they have a backward point, they have a short cover. The offside field is very, very heavily backed. Play on the back foot straight towards point. They have a point which is very conventional. It's more of a cover point, and they also have a backward point. So they have around 6 fielders. In fact, they're going into the 6-3 field. The fielders on the leg side are the short fine leg, the deep mid wicket, and there's a long one in place, a leading edge. Excellent fielding there. The Sri Lankans are really fighting it out there with fire. Excellent fielding. We have already seen 2 exceptional catches. Anything that was airborne, they have ensured that they have taken it with both hands. It's 5 for 2. Medium pacer. Very straightish delivery, missing his footing a bit. An easy single there down towards mid-on. The captain doing the covering up.
Irfan Sultanzai, we discussed that he's someone who usually loves to get going. Today he's been curtailed a little bit, you feel, because the scoreboard 6 for 2.
Well, to be very honest, it's the opening game. They're slightly more tentative. We were not quite sure. We'll look forward to seeing most of them playing their natural, instinctive game, which is attacking. The Afghanis, they love going after the bowling. But mind you, we're playing in a new strip. So they will take their time. And the bowling has been pretty tight as well.
Oh, absolutely. And you got to love the field set. We'll get to it in just a moment. He's chosen a very vacant area. He's called for 2 as well. But he'll have to settle with a single, because it's one of the biggest truths of our game that if you want the second run, now they eventually will get it. Sometimes a direct hit can be a boon, sometimes it can be a bane.
Absolutely. Good fielding is not what is well rewarded with the direct hits, because if anything hits the stumps, the ball is really going to ricochet either ways.
And it's one of the most difficult things to field, the ricochet.
It's a cruel rule, actually, to be very honest. That's what the direct throw doesn't deserve at any point. But then it's in the balance. If the batsman is short, well, he will be caught napping anyways.
Now the furniture is set at the non-striker's end. Steaming in is Priyakant. That's a lovely delivery. He knows the field like a back of his hand at the moment. I'll tell you what, Vinod. What Sri Lanka 11 have done really well is the fact that they've always strung at least a couple of dot deliveries at the start of every over. That sort of sets the tone nicely for the bowler. Then the batter is slightly on the back foot to try and score those runs, and that is when he takes that additional risk and in the bargain loses his wicket.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what they've done now down the track. That's a wonderful shot. The first attacking shot that's got the meat of the bat. If you put it that way, it's the first maximum.
Basir Khan breaks the shackles. And there couldn't have been a better way to end the over. Priyakant's got some thinking to do. And Basir Khan's certainly showing signs of a batter who wants to counter-attack. 4 overs gone, 14 for 2.
Slowly but steady, the Afghanis are making a comeback after losing 2 early wickets. Basir Khan, this time middling the ball up and over, a long off. They will be continuing with Pradeep. He's been brilliant. In fact, the pressure that has been created, it's been from Pradeep right throughout. He's been bowling from the road end. He's been very, very tight. He's been very tidy. He will be continuing slightly more flat or straighter. They've just dropped the ball in the vacant space, the short mid wicket, and taking an easy single.
They understand they've just got a 6. Now they can afford to take those singles as well for a while. And Pradeep Vasanta almost got another. A flying slip is always a treat to watch. The ball didn't have enough pace on it to reach the fence. Meanwhile, a single. But a single that will not have the batter very comfortable at the non-striker's end. He's got a lot of thinking to do again. Pradeep Vasanta, you're talking about the fact that he can generate those outside edges. Oh, that's a big heave. It's Jandu who's missed it. You don't see this often. This is the stuff of dreams. This is what you make an NFT of. One of the best fielders in the business gets a bad bounce.
Well, you really can't blame much. I mean, he was charging, but nevertheless, it's a single there. The Afghanis will be pretty happy. Things have just got moving for them. Trying to sweep this one. This one's gone pretty fine towards a fine leg, easy single.
That's very well bowled once again. He's allowing the batter to take that additional risk if he wants runs. He's looking behind square. And what he's doing so while trying to go behind square is the fact that he's exposing himself as a candidate for LBW. Slightly short. You can't err in length, especially in the first 4, first 6. That's a beautiful shot. All through the over, it was all singles, 1, 1, 1, and then one the leg by as well. Now the boundary has come by too.
It's what is to be. It's actually the line that Pradeep is bowling is now bowling more into the stumps, and that's the reason that really taking him on. And that's a loose ball. It was a full toss, but straight in the hands.
You talk about this game being cruel. Sometimes it can reward you in this way as well. Pradeep Vasanta was bowling some excellent deliveries and was in trouble, or at least a single was given away. The poorest of the lot picks up a wicket. Lapse in concentration from Irfan Sultanzai. He knew he had to do better. He's got some answering to do as soon as he meets the coach, who would be standing with open arms.
Absolutely, as you mentioned very wisely. I mean, it was surely not a wicket-taking delivery. Initially in the over, he produced a wicket-taking delivery which took the outside edge, but a chance gone begging. Nonetheless, he has picked up a wicket in this over, a successful one so far for Pradeep. He has picked up his first wicket. He's into his third over. He's been pretty miser. Right throughout his spell, he's gone for 11. He's just one more delivery to go in his third over. There's been pretty tentativeness there in the Afghans. They are not sure whether to attack or to defend, and they've been caught napping at the moment. 3 wickets down. The Sri Lankan captain, Mohammad Aslam, will surely be very, very happy with the start. Especially after being sent into a bowl. He'll be very happy. It's a big game for both these teams. It's an opening game. They would surely like to put those 2 points on the board.
Manjula Prasanth. Sri Lanka have
Absolutely, you name it. Finger spinner, wrist spinner, mystery spinner, they have them all. I mean, if they had any medium paces, there would be all left-arm spinners right throughout, because we have 4 already and 2 are yet to be bowling. rather switch to left arm spin rather. The Munib is the new batsman. He's walked in the all-rounder. He's more of a hard-hitting all-rounder. He loves going long, big and hard. He's been sent in early. He's got a job to do. He's got a big job to do. His team is in dire straits, 24 for 3. Watchfully played off the back foot. Beautiful stroke towards long off, easy single. They should be a little smarter. I think T20 is not about hiking the ball all around. You would rather pick up a few singles, get the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, at the moment it doesn't really matter what format it is. What matters is what the scorecard's reading. They've got to keep a little quiet. They need a period of calm here, Afghanistan 11. Perhaps a couple of overs where there are no wickets falling. Then they can reassess the situations and then take it thereafter. I really feel Syed Munib's the senior person, the vice captain of the side. Played a lot of cricket with Kuwait, the international side. Understands the situations better. He needs to lead the charge. The ball does go through, but the second line of defense comes in very handy.
We're just speaking about being sensible. Munib there almost committing suicide. Trying to run himself out rather than getting run out. He's just a little bit of under pressure. Slight miscommunication there from both the ends. I beg your pardon, I think it was Bashir Khan who was the batter. It's been a pretty interesting start here. A mixed bag there for Afghanistan. The Sri Lankans will be sitting very happy. The coach and the team, the think tank, they will not have much thinking to do because things are going as per what they've been bowling at. Another left arm spinner. The list never ends. The captain brings himself on. We still have to see Hamoud. Plenty of spinners. We'll love to see a leg spinner and off spinner soon. We'll wait and watch. It's Mohammad Aslam. He's taking his time. He has set a 6-3 field right throughout, which is very interesting. Not a typical T20 field. But the pressure has been mounting right throughout, and they have ensured that they have kept the batters pretty quiet. They forced the batters rather to take some chances, and they have not been so successful. The only boundary scoring shot was a maximum.
And the ball was slightly bit short too.
Absolutely. I mean, that were the only poor delivery has been bowled.
Captain rolls his arm over. And he's got the right field for someone like Basir Khan, who's now expecting the ball in the driving length.
Love to see the mid-off coming inside and, really applying a lot more pressure. You don't want to be giving those easy singles. A big mix up there. The wicket keeper spilling it off. It was a direct throw. He got too anxious in the heat of the moment. The ball just spooned away. There was a chance.
In the middle for Afghanistan 11. One who thinks 22 yards looks like 100. The other one says 22 yards definitely is possible to be covered in just 4 strides.
Been quite a few mix-ups so far. I mean, Syed Munib will have to sit back and think over and talk to his partner. They have to ensure that the communication is clear. You do not want to run out at this stage.
Yeah, very good delivery this time. This was deliberately bowled because he expected the batter to rock back on the back foot if need be, because dancing down the track hasn't helped him all through the over. This is the 3rd delivery, which is again a dot. 3 dot balls, the trend continues. This time the pressure would be vented. A single is on offer.
Absolutely, a few more singles and the nerves will be calming down. Especially Syed Munib, he's looked very anxious right throughout.
Syed Munib having a look around. He loves going hard. This time pretty sensible. playing it with softer hands. There's nobody in the short mid-wicket area. There's plenty of vacant spaces on the leg side. And he's bowling into the stumps.
Not hit well enough. There is a fielder in the deep. Again a single. A very, very tidy over from Mohammad Aslam comes to an end. Shows the boys how it's done. Leading from the front. 7 overs gone. 28 for 3.
Absolutely. Only 3 singles. Pretty miser start there from the captain himself. There are going to be 3 games being played today. This is the first game. The second game will be followed up soon after. It will be played between India 11 and Kuwait 11. And to finish things off, the last game will be played between the Pakistan 11, who will be playing the Bangladeshis. 3 good games today on offer. We have one big one tomorrow, the India-Pakistan game.
Yeah, it's going to be the day game. It's always great fun to watch when superstars in both sides lock horns with each other.
Absolutely. It's a treat for all the fans around. Everyone wants to see an India-Pakistan game. But nonetheless, there are 4 more teams really competing strong and hard.
Afghanistan 11 slightly in a rut. 28 for 3. They need a resurrection. Would it be provided by Syed Munib or Basir Khan? Basir Khan, 13 of 15, he's got going. That's a solid shot. But straight to the fielder once again. He's trying to look for the gaps here. He's unable to thread it through covers. Will he be able to do it this time around? He's favoured the leg side for being the break-free zone. Every time a couple of dot balls are bowled, he looks for the leg side. This time, he eases into the drive for a single.
Manjula is the bowler. He will be continuing his second over. Watch for the clear of the back foot, but straight to the bowler.
Pretty tight. They have been bowling pretty steady. They are really not letting the Afghanistan 11 off the hook at the moment.
Yeah, not only have they applied pressure with early wickets here, Sri Lanka 11, they're keeping it that way. They're letting the pressure do the talking here.
It's pretty old school. That's what you do when the conditions are pretty challenging. You do not want to go hard, but instead you're going to play the waiting game. But Sri Lankans are very well poised. Tossed up there. And strangely, there's no fielders saving those singles, and that's what's slightly more worrying. Fielders boundary riding, and hardly has the batters really gone up and over.
Mohammad Aslam, the captain of Sri Lanka 11, knows Munib really, really well.
Absolutely.
Today Munib's going to play against his nature. That is, he cannot challenge the fielders in the deep. The situation's demanding more singles and doubles from him.
Rightly so. The slip comes out and he's been brought into the short mid-wicket area. It has been vacant for quite a long time. All the fielders slowly and steadily moving at the edge of the circle. Off the back foot, punched away towards a deep point. Easy single. He's been pretty slow by his standards, is Munib. He's 3 of 8 deliveries. That's not what he does normally. But at the moment, it's something that is really, really required. There have been quite a few mix-ups. But they will surely ensure that they bat more sensibly, keep wickets in hand, and try to go hard towards the back end of the innings. I'm pretty sure that Munib is pretty aware that there are plenty of spinners, and it should rather suit his attacking game, because the boundaries on either sides are almost 65 yards.
Yeah, 65 or 100, he can clear them with ease. That's what we've seen in the past. It's about the situation being such that they require those shots. You could see the flags are not frowning. They are enjoying themselves. Lovely wind. Will he hit it with the wind? Syed Munib.
The captain
He's
is
looking for that single. He's looking for that single and race against time. Barges into the skipper.
again Munib flirting with danger.
Would you believe it now? That's the sense of camaraderie that this game's being played with, that glove love tells you.
Munib has been chancing his luck right throughout. There has been 2 or 3 chances where he was really caught napping in between the.
This could be trouble. This could be trouble. This should be taken. It is taken. It's a good running catch. Basir Khan has thrown his wicket away. He needed to stay there in the middle. Mohammad Aslam looping one, asking the batter now to go for the big shot. He does.
We'll have to check and wait and see the
That
fielder.
wasn't a gift. That was Jack in the box. Basir Khan realizes it.
Towards his right, it made it look very, very easy. He took it right in front of the screen. It was pretty wider. Nonetheless, wicket number 4 down. Afghanistan, at the moment, finding themselves in a spot of bother. This time it's the captain who has been successful. He's taken his first wicket. "31 for 4. We're almost heading towards the first phase of this match. Yeah, nearly.
Captains amongst the wickets too. Off the mark right away. Khan Wali. Well, loves to go for the big shots. Khan Wali. He's revered for the same.
He brings in a big reputation of being a big hitter, is Khan Wali. We'll have to wait and watch. Does he adapt to the situation, or does he go by his reputation?
Straight back at the bowler, but it came like a bullet indeed. Struck very, very hard by Munib. It's been a very good over from Aslam. A wicket and just 2 runs of it. Can he close it out well here, Vinod?
Loves using the conditions as well, bowling from an end, which is one of the most favorite ends that he normally bowls at. This time off the back foot, straight to the fielder, and he is.
It's gone! It's a direct hit! Syed Munib has eventually run himself out. That should have been taken. He should have been catch out, if put that way. But just for a moment, Syed Munib was feeling lucky, and that's when the cricketing god said not so much.
Yeah, he's flirted far too many times with Lady Luck, and finally he's given up. But that was an error of comedy. He was just caught napping there. He hit the ball so hard, he expected the catch to be taken. Luckily, the catch was dropped. Nevertheless, he was caught short of the crease there. That is the power that Munib had. He hit the ball so hard that the ball came back so quickly.
Munib would be writing a book called The Luckiest Man in the World for 5 seconds.
Absolutely. You go back and wonder that this innings has been very, very scratchy by his standards.
And this is why he'll write that book. That was dropped, that should have been taken. And then the direct hit. Sloppy one moment, brilliant the other.
Absolutely.
Fielder cannot be scolded.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the confusing part. Whether you call it sloppy or lucky, because the fielder recovered quickly. He ensured that the throw was direct.
This game of ours, it continues to give us so much. Be it thrilling moments, be it moments of love, be it moments of camaraderie. Manjula Prasann. I think he's very tactically picked the side here, Mohammad Aslam. All left arm orthodox because he knows there isn't a left-hander in the side of Afghanistan 11. All of them would be right-handers. That means you can turn the ball away from them. Even if there's a little bit of turn on offer, then the spinners will come into play and they can do wonders. They've got a slip in place. That's because of the situation. Fabulous. Just a kitten's whisker away from the outside edge. So far so good for Manjula. 3 dot balls. He's presented a dead bat by Ram Saleh. Once goes for the big shot. Entire over, he was quiet. For the first time wanting to offer a big shot, misses it completely. The shot that he was trying to go for is straight down the ground. This is long gone, long off lurking. Big appeal. The height would be an issue as well. Manjula Prasann strung 5 dot balls together. Can he close it out well to make it a maiden over? 5 dot balls, Vinod.
Absolutely. I mean, the left arm spinner, they are really dominating this match at the moment. It's an excellent over by any standards, especially when you call it a T20 game. But a single has been stolen there towards square leg. But nonetheless, it's a wonderful over. He has been spectacular, is Manjula. He's given away only 4 runs so far, bowling his 2 overs. It looks like left arm spinners bowling from all ends. The captain will be continuing from the road end. He will be bowling his 3rd over. We are almost halfway through this innings, 10 overs done.
Another one bites the dust. It's Mohammad Aslam who's tossed it up once again. Bahram Saleh gives in. Wanting to go for that audacious shot, checking at the end. And a good catch.
Answers to the left arm spinners. Surely, if you see the figures there, the fall of wickets: 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 3 for 22, 4 for 31, 5 for 33. And they're almost halfway through, 6 for 34. Almost half their side are back down in the dugout. They'll be wondering what went wrong. Surely this is not the plans that they were really looking forward to execute. But it has been poor batsmanship, to be very honest. They have failed to find answers. The questions that they have posted themselves, they fail to find those gaps, pick up those singles. The only way out was going for those attacking shots. Mohammad Nawaz, he'll be taking strike. He's the new man who's walked in at number 8. We're now into the tail. Mohammad Nawaz is off the mark. The skipper Mohammad Aslam, he's picked up 2 wickets to his name. Khan Wali, the big hitter, is still there at the crease. We'll have to wait and watch how he takes things from here on. There's still 10 more overs to go. That was a ripper, pretty quick. Again, a play on a miss. He's bowled this time pretty flat and fast. I still wonder why the fielders are not been called in. I would love to see the mid-off inside. You'll want to see some more fielders stopping those singles.
The idea from Mohammad Aslam is to try and bowl just that length, entice Khan Wali to play the way that he usually does, the big shots. Another very successful over here, just 2 runs and a wicket to 2 more balls to go. He's got him this time. The timber has been struck. No clue whatsoever. Mohammad Nawaz is still solving the equation. I did have a bat in hand, didn't I?
There was an arm ball. Again, it took him by surprise. That was bowled pretty quick and flat, crashing into the timber. Another one, the batsman really shrugging himself off. He's wondering what went wrong at the moment. The left-arm spinners have dominated the opening game here, and I'm sure all the other teams will be watching Sri Lanka bowl. Mohammad Nawaz, the 3rd wicket here for the captain. He is leading the way, taking charge, not of his bowling, but of the whole match and the innings. The 7 down. It's a very, very sorry scorecard. 36 for 7. Mind you, it's a day game. Conditions pretty even, Steven, for both the teams. He'll be a very, very happy man. Losing the toss is Mohammad Aslam. He's picked up a couple of wickets in this over. The captain, Safi, has walked in. 7 down. So still no fielders converging in. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they can attack a little bit more, but looks like he's quite content striking timber, Mohammad Aslam, and doesn't want the fielders at all.
Absolutely.
11 overs gone, 36 for 7. We'll keep the chat alive.
Yeah, why do you want to call in the fielders when you can hit the timber so regularly? 11 overs done and dusted. 37. 1 ball. Another left-arm spinner walks in. The fairy tale story of the left-arm spinners from the Lankans continuing with Hamoud this time. He will be bowling from the garden end. He will be having a slip in place, a short cover. The skipper himself, a short mid-wicket. Strangely, there are 4 fielders inside. All the fielders on the boundary riding are long on, a deep mid-wicket, a deep square leg. There's a deep point and a long off, a pretty conventional 5-4 field with the 4 fielders inside the circle. He will be bowling around. That was pretty quick. He darted that ball in. He's the quickest of the lot, is Hamoud. He will look for the ball to be gripping off the surface. He's a typical left arm finger spinner, is what you call him.
Yeah, Hamoud Jandu. It's the second time that he's held in line. First time you perhaps could say that he was expecting Khan Wali to dance down the track. That wasn't the case. Murad Safi, the captain of Afghanistan 11, is inheriting a scorecard that's looking like a horror story.
Surely. Pretty horrifying at the moment.
Oh, good one. Very good delivery. And just that right bit of bat on it. Just not trying to hit it hard at all. Opens the face of the bat at the last moment to guide it in the gap. Picks up a single. And opens his account, does Safi.
Hamoud, who has been pretty good in the field, taking on his bowling duties at the moment. And this one ball slightly wider of the crease. Excellent delivery. Much quicker, much flatter. The line is excellent. He's bowling it well within himself, slightly outside the off stump. He's bowling to his field is Hamoud, the captain, having a word with the Khanwali. Surely he'll be reminding them that there are almost 9 overs more to go. A big long, he once again straight towards long off. He has flowed this over the ropes, getting his fingertips. That was a big error. The first error that we have seen from the fielding side.
Perhaps the second, but the first one wasn't a real error because he got the direct hit. You were perhaps right as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I beg your pardon, maybe that's the second error.
But I'll tell you what, I think that is exactly why the fielders are not coming in. Khanwali has got to bat his natural way. He's not looking at the scorecard at all.
But at the moment, they'll find themselves slightly more luckier, getting a reprieve, and that's the reason. They will find themselves really hunting for runs around. They're trying everything possible. They have really tried everything possible, going over the top, picking those singles. But the fielding has been superb. Apart from those few chances that have gone down, overall it's been pretty good.
The field positions have been excellent. The way he's set the field, captain, it's been a treat to watch. Again, a slip in place for someone who approaches very slowly, loves to toss the ball, loves to turn the ball. Against Khanwali, it's going to be an exciting contest. And Khanwali has decided that he's going to use the long handle. There's no point hanging around. He doesn't even... And he goes for the big shot. And it's a lovely area to go to. Straight as an arrow. 6 all the way.
Like you predicted, Suhas, he's using the long handle to good use. There's no point in hanging there. They have done their part, and Khanwali says, I'll take it from here on.
Someone's got to score those runs as well to be bowling at. Khanwali would it be? Khanwali today. 10 of 8 at the moment.
Slightly tossed up, slower through the air, but drilled down the ground. Towards long off, another easy single. It's Pradeep who's coming back to bowl his last over of his spell. He's been pretty good. The best thing about Pradeep is that he bowls excellently with great control with the new ball. And that's not easy for any spinner, be it a finger spinner or a wrist spinner.
Yeah, you're trying to use the seam that is a little pronounced, isn't it, to get as much grip as possible because the ball is well polished. Once again, quickly swoops onto the ball there, captain. Again, setting an example for the boys that this is how sharp you need to be on the field. Oh, this could be trouble. That's not a bad shout at all. The finger stays down. It would have been a very close call indeed. This is good umpiring though. It's not easy.
Yes, the match officials for this match, they've been pretty good. Both the umpires is Shahid Rajabat, who's the leg umpire. And Mustafa, he is officiating from the other end. We have Mudassir Rasool, who is the match referee for this match, and Sajid Ahmed, who is the reserve umpire. They've done an excellent job so far, both the umpires. It is going to be Hamoud who will be continuing. He'll be bowling his second over from the garden end. It's 53 for 7. 13 overs gone. 7 more overs to go. The Sri Lankans would be looking to wrap this thing as quickly as possible, picking the next 3 wickets as soon as possible. Another easy single towards extra cover. We'll have to wonder and watch how is Hamoud going to be bowling with this pace. Again, full and straight.
In his follow-through, he's walking down a little. Now that is when, as a bowler, you're tempted to bowl just outside his reach so they can get the batter stumped.
He's got a wonderful action, to be very honest, is Hamoud. He's got a high jump as well going for him. That's for where he gets all his momentum from, with the jump. He's a strong lad, mind you.
Very relaxed approach. Reminds me a lot of Ravindra Jadeja. That's also because of his fielding.
Absolutely. His fielding is something that he's known for in the domestic circuit.
We saw one of the most spectacular catches. The tournament has just begun, and one of the best catches, the candidates already, Mr. Hamoud Jandu. What a catch that was. Not one, but took two. Well, the bat face closed a little early.
Maybe slightly higher, but again, Shahid Raja, but very calm and composed. The umpire, he's very, very experienced.
Both the umpires, in fact, Mustafa and Rajabat, extremely experienced. Very dry behind the ears, just out of reach. Hamoud Jandu usually loves to fly whenever the opportunity presents itself. Did put his hand out, but the ball was quicker. 14 overs gone, 56 for 7.
6 more overs to go. The captain is still there. The most important part is that Khan Wali is still at the crease. He's batting on 19. He's faced 13 deliveries. One magnificent 6 over the side screen. Pradeep has been bowled out. He's bowled his 4 overs. He's bowled excellently. 4 overs, 2 for 18. We'll have to wait and watch. Is it going to be another left arm spinner? Yes, it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be Manjula. Plenty of finger spinners in this lineup. Bowled slightly slower. Excellent line. Watchfully left alone. The field still remains the same. There's a slip in place. There's a backward point. There's a cover point, a short cover, a deep point. There's a long off, long on. The slip comes out. He goes towards the short mid wicket. This time trying to use the long handle. A big swing and a miss. Again, another wicket bites the dust. Wicket number 8 down this time. It's the big fish, Khan Wali. It's bowled very, very smartly, slightly slower, tossed up, beaten completely in the flight. It's a pretty disappointing scorecard here for the Afghanistan 11. Especially after winning the toss, they have elected to bat first, take first strike in this tournament and this match. A big heave. Playing all over it across the line. We're still into the 15th over. 5 more overs to go after this. Fazil Haq, he walks into bat. Jersey number 17. Time Manjula picking up his first wicket. I mean, pretty impressive, all the spinners in this inning so far.
Manjula Prasann was the only spinner who hadn't got a wicket and was introduced earlier in the first 4 overs, but now he is also amongst the wickets.
Again, tossed up, bowled slightly slower, bowled a little bit wider. Inviting a drive. Jersey number 17, Fazil. I mean, he loves to use the long handle like all tail-enders do. That's the only way they love playing. That was a close call. Play and a miss. We'll have to wait and watch till get any pad on the way. Or it was a bye.
By signal, so nothing on the way. The keeper's only one to be blamed off the ricochet, but he's been excellent today. Manjula Prasann. Again a slower delivery coming up, slow and loopy. Tossing it above the eye line. It's still T20 cricket, mind you.
I love the way Manjula is thinking. He's going slightly wide of the crease. He's using the crease very, very smartly, and that's the angle is what is creating the temptation.
And he's also got a slip in place for that outside edge.
There hasn't been much turn, to be very honest. I mean, if you see the match throughout, there's been not much of a turn.
But there's been bounce a little, oh no,
from either ends.
Again, straight to the fielder. Will quietly pick up a single and retain strike. Muladad Safi. He's got to ensure that his team plays the next 5 overs and doesn't get bundled out. 58 for 8 and 15. That's been the sorry looking scorecard. Mirwas Masoom was the first to go for 1. Farid Syed went for 2. Basir Khan did get a start but couldn't convert. 14 for him. 8-5. Not much to talk about. Syed Monib eventually found a way to get himself out. That's what it feels like. Atif Ghafoor eventually getting the throw right, even though the catching wasn't his best suit on that occasion. The highest score is Khan Wali's 19 of 15.
And the other thing has been pretty impressive. There have been very few extras, and that's been the story of the day. They've been very, very tight, very tidy, very skillful, on a very honest note.
It looks like they've done their homework here, Vinod.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the way you want to start off on the best possible notes when any tournament as big as this happening, with plenty of matches to be playing. You surely want to have control on the run rate right throughout.
Yeah, now you look at the points table only and not at the last column of it. But the last column got the net run rate. Can come in good once again. Hamoon Jandu, this time towards his left, puts his hand up, but the ball inches away from where his fingers could get to. He's a fantastic fielder, but he's being challenged on either side, the natural and the unnatural side. Straight to the fielder. As a keeper, you could see that as a keeper, you're also responsible for the angles, isn't it? Because you're the closest to the batter. You know what he's trying to do as well and how much of the crease is he occupying. Where exactly is he standing? You try and make out what shot he's going to play as well. Wanted to dance down the track. Initially started the jump, but yocked him there, Hamoon Jandu. Watching the batter till the last moment is one of the things that the coaches tell you. Hamoon Jandu was listening at that time.
Well, to be very honest, he's slightly more quicker than any of his teammates. This time tossed up. An outside edge. The ball racing away towards short third man. Another couple of runs there. Excellent throw. 2 more runs to the total. 2 more runs to Afghanistan 62. They are really trugging themselves towards something respectable. The next target will be to get to 100 as quickly as possible. They have 5 more overs.
100 could be a psychological total. Will that be enough is a different story altogether. But Muladad Safi, the captain, has to play a knock which will be known as a captain's knock. 6 of 15 at the moment, but no complaints. 16 overs are done and dusted with as he misses this full toss.
Looks like Hamood is trying really hard to get himself on the wicket-taking column. He's tried everything. He's tried a couple of full tosses. He's tried bowling wide of the crease, slower.
But as a fielder, he has put a couple of bowlers in that column. 63 for 8. They're going to bat that 20 overs. Would be good for them. Because kuch to wine and kuch to asa.
Afghanistan will be looking forward towards playing the entire lot of 20 overs. That will be their first target. The runs at the moment are a mixed bag. They're coming from all ends. The captain brings himself on. He's the danger man for the Afghan batters because he has been very, very severe on the wickets column. He's picked up 3. This
Make it 4. Make it 4. These are unreal figures. 4 for 8 for Mohammad Aslam. Takes his counterpart out of the equation. Moladat Safi was looking to go for the big shot. Missed it completely. The keeper couldn't have gotten a better opportunity.
absolutely another one bites the dust there. This time throwing it away, dancing down. Mohammad Aslam way too smarter, tossing it up slightly wider and slower, much slower. He was nowhere near close to the line of the ball.
Ninth wicket down. Moladat Safi departs for 7.
And this is the danger that we were mentioning earlier that Mohammad Aslam possesses. He is got this knack of picking up wickets at any stage possible. What do you think, Suhas? Will they go on to play those 20 overs, one more wicket in the bag?
Looks very unlikely because the shot selection has been such that there's been absolute irreverence to the fact that they have to survive those 20 overs in case they want to expect a couple of wides or no balls maybe. The more you hang in there, the more opportunities you create for yourself. But if that is not the case, they want to go for the big shots and they're perishing in the process.
Surely he'll be bowling his stock ball, the arm ball. He'll be looking to bowl because he'll be eyeing both the tail enders from both the ends. He's way too smart. Operator is Mohammad Aslam. They will look to wrap things as quickly as possible. That's the arm ball. Animated appeal, but looks slightly higher. Maybe missing the leg stump.
Yeah, look like it shall miss the leg stump. Umpiring has been terrific today.
Absolutely. All credit to the match officials. They have been spot on. They've been very calm. It's a hot day. Mind you, almost 40 degrees.
Oh, very good delivery. Slightly quicker as well. Challenging the batter. He's looking for that single. Din Mohammad.
And Mohammad Aslam has one more opportunity to pick up a 5. He's got the last ball of his spell to be bowled.
Looks like he doesn't realize that as a skipper himself. He's changing the field, but that's only in the deep.
Absolutely. One more wicket to go. Can he pick this one?
An innocuous shot played to Jandu. 17 overs gone, 63 for 9. Mohammad Aslam finishes with unreal figures of 4 for 8, and he has been the wrecker-in-chief. A wicket maiden for the captain.
Well, he has really ran through the Afghanistan 11 batters, giving them no clue. The bowling figures very, very impressive there. 4 for 12. 4 overs, 4 for 8 for the captain, Manjula. 1 for 5. Pradeep, 2 for 18. They have been all over the place, the spinners.
Yeah, 5 bowlers used, 4 of them amongst wickets. We almost forgot that there is a style of bowling called pace.
Absolutely.
Priyakant, he's picked up a wicket, the 1 for 12. Priyakant streaming in from the garden end. Oh, just a nipple. Didn't want to offer the full bat on it. The dive will be there, but it'll be in despair.
Like you mentioned, 1 wicket to go. There's no slip in place. And the ball really screaming through the vacant slip area. A desperate dive, but unable to stop the boundary. And that's the danger that the medium pacers possess. The moment pace is on, you will see a boundary on the board.
It's a very good ball. Almost played it deliberately, didn't he? Understood the third man's inside the circle. The shot was on. The outfield is a lovely outfield. Slower delivery this time. Now this is a good contest. Fazal Haq versus Priyakant.
In the mix, when you see all the spinners picking up those wickets, Priyakant has managed to sneak one through, and that was the opening wicket, and that's what opened the floodgates.
He's looking for a Yorker here. No, he isn't. Oh, again, a clean collect would have made a difference. And it's coming from the best fielder. Hamon Zandu. He's having a mixed bag of a day.
He's lightning quick. If you see his movements either side, he is very, very fast across the turf.
A single would have been suicidal. They've been terrific today, Sri Lanka 11. They lost the toss and they were asked to bowl first, and they've grabbed the opportunity with both hands. They've picked up wickets at regular intervals and have kept the pressure on.
Absolutely. That's the reason. But you have to also say that the way the Afghans have batted, it's been pretty poor. The approach has been pretty poor, to be very honest. There has been no application of any sort.
Yeah, one of those batters had to play the anchor's role when he understood that wickets are falling around him. Someone needs to provide that stability. And that is exactly what Afghanistan 11 have lacked with their batting. Now, can they pull things back with their bowling? That's another story. That is a possibility. They've got wonderful bowlers, Mujib being one of them. And he's in great form. Priyakant finishes his quota of 4, 1 for 19 to show for it.
2 more overs to go. Scorecard 70 for 9. The worrying column is the wickets column.
Yeah, that's been ticked off too far. Mirwas Masoom was the first to go. Farid didn't stick along. Basir Khan got a start but didn't convert, and the only man to get a start again was Khan Wali, 19 of 15. There was a huge collapse in the middle order. The lower middle order also followed suit. The lack of partnerships is what has created this problem for Afghanistan 11. One partnership is all they require. But now even that looks like a day too late on a dollar shot. Hamon Jandu. Oh, not a good delivery. That'll be deemed a wide. He's got to re-ball this one. And the second run was an afterthought. Is that a directed? No, it isn't. The dive has come and the dive has come in eventually. But that should have been a run out.
The fielder converging towards the stumps looked pretty sloppy there. He was very, very casual. He just collected the ball and he just flung it away back. He could have done much, much better.
To start off with, it was a poor delivery, and then a fielding effort that Sri Lanka 11 would not be proud of. They've had those glimpses on the field which made you say, wow, what a great fielding team. But again, to balance that, they've got a couple of moments which you would want to forget very soon as well.
Yeah, as you mentioned, of course, there were a couple of moments, but a couple of brilliant moments too.
Definitely. Oh, there could have been some harmful bounce for the batter coming in. Did well to sway away from it, Matrix-like. Did the right thing there, the fielder wanted to go for the catch and go for the kill. Batting deep inside the crease, that could be close. Up goes the finger. That ends the misery of Afghanistan 11. Never got going. Trapped in front. Jandu amongst the wickets too. Afghanistan 11 get bundled out before their allotted 20. Sri Lanka 11, after losing the toss, have been excellent with the ball in hand. They will fancy their chances of getting there. Yeah, it wasn't even an appeal. It was It was a polite request saying that should be out, isn't it? Up went the finger of Mustafa. 73 is what Afghanistan 11 have managed. So when Mohammad Aslam and his men come out to bat, they'll be looking for 74. Will they be able to get there? We'll wait and watch. We'll bring you every ball of that run chase as well. I'm Suhas Vedam, joined by Mr. Vinod. We'll be back after a short break.
We use
it will turn in 10 minutes, right?
So,
So that was the effort with a bat in hand for Afghanistan 11. 75, no starts, just Wali getting to a 19, but someone had to continue and provide the launch pad towards the end. That didn't happen at all. Yeah, Pradeep Vasanta picked up a couple of wickets. Priyakant picked up one. Manjula Prasann, Hamod Jandu picking up one apiece, but Mohammad Aslam, the captain, 4 for 8, stands apart. He's a class apart indeed. 4 for 8 and 12 dot deliveries out of his 24 balls. Terrific indeed. Wickets falling at regular intervals, and 73 is all that Afghanistan 11 were able to manage. It's a tricky track. It's not a very good batting track, but 76 required. Confirmation coming through from the allotted 120 balls for Sri Lanka 11. We'll bring you the reply from Sri Lanka 11 in just a moment. Afghanistan 11 taking on Sri Lanka 11. A quick recap is that Afghanistan 11, they won the toss and they decided to bat first. They were able to get about 70 odd on the board before they were bundled out by Sri Lanka 11. Now, Sri Lanka with a bat in hand, can they respond? Can they get to the total in a canter? That's what is being expected. The surface is not such that you can play your shots through the line. You've got to stay there till the time that you're set, and then you can go for the big shots. The bounce has been a little tricky when the spinners are bowling. Would be an exciting contest. A couple of wickets early and you never know. You're watching SkyExchange.net presents KCC Six Nation T20 Festival. Now the last word, it tells you everything. It's a festival indeed. You can never write a team off. 2 early wickets and you never know. Sri Lanka 11 might be in trouble. Sri Lanka 11 for the moment would believe they can get a good start and get to 60, 70 odd very, very easily. 74 is the target. 73 is all that the Afghanistan 11 were able to manage. So 74 required for Sri Lanka in 120 balls. That is the allotted 20 overs. I'm Suhas Vedam, joined by Vinod. We'll bring you every ball of this action.
A very good afternoon to all the viewers who have tuned in, and good afternoon, Suhas. It's wonderful to have you here in this part of the world. As you mentioned earlier, it's a festival that is definitely going to have cricket as a center stage, but it is going to have a lot of other things which brings along the family and friends. So the enjoyment, entertainment and music will be walking hand in hand with the game of cricket. Fabulous venue here, the SAG. Game number 1 of this tournament has been thoroughly entertaining. It's been a mixed bag. The Afghanistan, they find themselves wanting, but you never know. We have Syed Munib, the national Kuwait national team record chief fast bowler. He is exciting to watch. There will be plenty of pace on offer, which is exactly the opposite of what the Sri Lankans bowled. They were heavily relying on their spin. Munib is quick and fast. He's very, very pacey and exciting to watch. Slip in place, a backward point, a deep third man, a cover mid off, a slightly wideish mid on. It's going to be a fine leg. A conventional fast bowler's field there for Munib. We'll have to wait and watch how he takes things here. A couple of wickets, as Suhas mentioned earlier, will put them back on track. Munib is up and ready to bowl the first ball of the second innings from the odd end. Right arm over, that was quick.
But that's the effort ball as well. No ball signaled. There cannot be a bigger penalty than this. It's a low scoring game as well. He just cannot afford this. It's a game of momentum. And Afghanistan 11 have given some momentum to Sri Lanka 11. No ball signal. The ball will not be counted and it is going to be a free hit too.
To rub salt on the wounds, it's going to be Raveja will be facing the free hit.
Ravija Sandurban gets it inside out. It's one of his favorite strokes. Free hit or not, he would have still gone for that shot. Ravija is off the mark and in superb style.
He's off and running his Raveja, and if he gets going, this total will look very small and short, and he will ensure that he will go after the bowling. That's the way he plays. It's a pretty one-way traffic there for Raveja. He loves going after the bowlers.
Oh, absolutely, and recently even in Sri Lanka he was in great touch with the bat in hand, and I've seen him play at the ICC. We get back to it.
That was quick from Munib, express pace there. I'll have to wait and watch. Did he get some bat on it? Yes. Mere edge there, both the keeper and the slip looking at each other. in disdain, but that is a chance. Did the ball carry? We'll have to wait and watch.
Two back-to-back boundaries, one in great control, one of them not in great control. There's a hint of swing as well. Gets it in the gap, gets it for four. Wasn't very deliberate, but Ravija will take it as it comes. Two boundaries back-to-back for Ravija Sandurvan. That was definitely off the bat. But what that edge has done is given them another slip. The captain wants the second slip as well. They've got to attack. Afghanistan 11 know that it's a game of 10 wickets. They cannot wait to hang around for 20 overs. Ravija goes through with a shot. Was telling you it's one of his favourite strokes, and this is why. Might not have enough legs to go to the fence. We'll have to look at it again or wait for the umpire's signal. Or would have been touch and go. Ravija Sandurvan was telling you, I've seen him in the ICC qualifiers as well, Asia qualifiers, where he was looking to go through the cover region more often than not. It was a very difficult wicket in Qatar. It wasn't a regular batting wicket. But he was able to play shots of this kind there too.
Absolutely, Suhas. He has been in stunning form as Raveja in the domestic season this year. He's been amongst the runs, plenty of runs behind him. He's full of confidence, and you can see that in his body language.
Swing and a miss. Something had to give over here. It's a matter of wickets for Afghanistan 11. They've got to be at it all the time. You can't let any breathing space to Ravija Sandurvan, who at the moment has scored a hat-trick of boundaries and was looking for his fourth.
That's the only danger when you have pace. The ball comes onto the bat. Any bat and ball, and if it's in the gap, it's going to go thick and fast. Ravija has gone after a flyer. Excellent start. First over.
Still the two slips persist. And that's because of the swing that is on offer. Didn't bounce as much. This is a tricky bounce that I'm talking about. It's going to be there for a while. It's the first game on this track as well. It's a long, long day. Watch out for this track. It's going to throw some demons at you. A fabulous delivery. He's got to bowl a better comeback delivery is what you were telling yourself. And Vinod, you've got to be happy with this delivery.
Absolutely.
Two back-to-back dot balls. Will he close it out well? Remember, this is the extra delivery. Would it be a bane or a boon? Good one. Heavy ball. What's that single? It's an afterthought. No support whatsoever for the bowler. Munib is furious with the single being conceded. That single will ensure Ravija retains strike. 1 over gone. It's a good start for Sri Lanka 11. 13. Rather 14 with that single without a wicket.
Of course, it's a great start here. It's a quick fiery start. 14. Sanka.
He's his partner. He's the more calm and composed batter is Sanka. He will look to bat sensibly. And the danger man is Raveja at the moment.
Ravija Sandurvan's got off to a great start. Two of them were very authoritative strokes. One was when he was riding on the luck factor. Watching over it was from Syed Moneem, and that's what Moneem does. He brings his heart out every single time when he comes into ball. You know something's going to happen. It might go against you. It's a two-edged sword. And Syed Moneem went for runs on that occasion.
It's an
All-pace attack there for the Afghanistan. Medium paces for both the ends. Two different bowlers. Nonetheless, they will
surely they'll look for wickets. Early wickets is something they will be hunting themselves down.
Fazal Haq. After all that Sri Lanka 11 have seen with this and the success they've seen with the spinners, I really thought Afghanistan 11 would learn from it and would rather give it to a spinner early on, but they believe that the pacers can do the job. Fazal Haq. Driven nicely but straight to the fielder. Fazal Haq is getting a hint of swing, just enough to trouble the batter. Can challenge the outside edge.
Yeah, of course, and they do not have as much resources as Sri Lanka have. They had plenty, a bag full of spinners.
A bag full of spinners with their own bags of tricks.
Absolutely, Suhas. How impressed are you with the spin bowling? I wouldn't call it trier because there are plenty of them.
You can't call it quartered either. Oh, that was there to be hit. Hold the post. Hold the post. Ravija Sundarwan. That's for the newspapers tomorrow. When he hits it, it stays hit. Shot of the day from Ravija.
Like I mentioned earlier, he stays the danger, the big danger that possesses. If he gets going, he'll make a mockery out of this total in no time.
Yeah, when he is in such form, any total can look minuscule. 19 of just 9 balls.
Also, another part would be that the Sri Lankan batters would love to have a batting practice if you look at it the other way around.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, Fazal Haq is going to do something different over here. Perhaps a little change in pace. That length as well wasn't doing anything good for him. Pitched up, posted it right over long off. Did Ravija Sundarwan. 6 runs have come of this over. 6 runs is a plenty with what they're chasing. 54 required of 111, the equation. Well under control. It's a good start. 9 balls, 20. More runs. The ball plonks itself. Doesn't reach the fence. It doesn't. 2 more easy runs.
He is very, very strong. Square of the wicket off the back and the front foot is Raveja. That's the way he loves playing. He's very aggressive by nature. He will be taking on anything dished out to him. Sri Lanka at the moment, they're cruising through. And the funny part is, Sasanka has yet to face a ball. We're almost 20%. Wonderful stroke down the ground, straight towards the long off. Another single. Sasanka will be taking strike for the first time in this innings.
Sasanka, Vishwavajiti. Loves to go hard from the word go. Ravija Sundarwan's already done that. Sasanka, will he play his natural game? As he leans into the drive, you could almost sense that he was looking for a single as well. He's a very busy player.
He's a much more conventional batsman. He's the old school guy who would love to maneuver the ball around. He'll be looking to bat sensibly from one end because, of course, they do have Raveja and the score is really not daunting. So they will be batting sensibly, and that's the need of the hour at the moment. The Sri Lankans will ensure that they try to maximize their batting opportunity. They have done fairly well with the ball in hand, the Lankans. The job is yet to be done. The score on board it's not a challenging one, but nevertheless, they're almost screaming through at the moment. It's going to be Munib. He'll be bowling his second over again from the road end. There's a hint of swing there for Munib. We'll have to wait and watch the line that he bowls. He loves bowling the heavy short ball. He will be testing Sasanka. For the first time, Sasanka will be facing Munib in this innings. Again there, as I mentioned, short ball down the leg side. The line has been slightly poor. It is going to be called a wide. He'll have to re-bowl this one. But it has brought Raveja back on strike. Just trying too hard is Munib at the moment.
He's already aired with his front foot. He can't afford to let that one misbehave again. The front foot, it has got trouble written all over it if he oversteps once again. He's not getting the rhythm today. And any pace bowler is only as good as getting rhythm. Why do you think he's not getting rhythm, Vinod?
I think he's just trying too hard. If you look at the total, I mean, certainly it's not motivating either. He has very less runs in the bank, and he has to ensure that he doesn't try too many things at the moment. Also, Munib, they're relying heavily on Munib, is the Afghan team. So he has double responsibilities. But he's up against Raveja, who is taking him apart at the moment. He missed his run up. He'll be walking back all the way through. Raveja has looked pretty calm and composed at the moment. He's running at knots 24 from 13. Anything outside the off stump, he's going to flare at it.